You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Breedeman. My co-host Phil Zepeda is off on a few days of vacation with his family this week, and so I'm so glad to be here with you on WNDZ 750 AM here in Chicago. And we welcome also all of those who are watching our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. As we've discussed before here on the Voice of Charity, Catholic Charities has a variety of nutrition programs to ensure that all of our guests have healthy food available to them at numerous locations across Cook and Lake counties. Today, we're taking a closer look at our Senior Congregate Meal Program that provides hot, nourishing meals to seniors and to those experiencing homelessness. Last year, Catholic Charities served 29,334 meals in these congregate meal settings, almost 30,000 meals, and that was a 9% increase from the previous year. Here to discuss how this wonderful program works is Donna Schultz, Director of Nutrition Program Operations for Seniors at Catholic Charities. Welcome, Donna.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Katie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all you do to make sure that our seniors are taken care of. Donna, can you describe how the Congregate Meal Program works for Catholic Charities throughout Cook and Lake counties?
I can. So one of the things Catholic Charities is partially funded by the state, Illinois Department on Aging, and we have to follow their guidelines so that things continue to go smoothly. Any participant that's 60 years or older can come into a congregate site and get a meal. They can come from anywhere. There are no boundaries. They can bring a friend. All they have to do is sign up one time on a state form, and then they can come anytime, as many times as they want, once a day. We only ask they have to be 60 years or older. Participants are required to fill out that form so that we are following all the guidelines. Our programs they're not income based, so we ask for a suggested donation for the meals. And when they come in and sign up for a meal, they get a meal, and then it's all private. It's a donation box per se. So if they can put money into the envelope, they drop it in. If it's an empty envelope, they drop it in. So no one is embarrassed and no one is ever turned away due to their inability to donate at all. No one goes hungry.
Well, you treat seniors with tremendous respect and acknowledging their dignity and their privacy. That's a wonderful way to do it, Donna. Can you share with our audience how many congregate meal locations are there across Cook and Lake County, and how are these locations chosen?
Well, Cook and Lake County, there are 10 altogether, 10 congregate locations, and we study areas. We look for food deserts, lower income areas, and even in the higher income areas. Every section of the suburbs has an area where people are in need. There's one of the great part of the congregate programs is that grandparents today are raising their grandchildren. They're raising even maybe a younger adult with disabilities. So a good part of this program, I should say, is that those senior participants with those dependents, they are entitled to a meal too. They will get a meal because it's in the best interest of these clients who are struggling on their own. So everyone gets fed.
And so how many seniors are served on average, per week or per month? I mentioned that total of almost 30,000 meals served last year, but how does that work in terms of a monthly or a weekly average?
Well, I would say on the average over all the sites, there's probably 25 participants a day. Some are lower, some are higher. In our Park District program, we have solid 70 participants that come every day, Monday through Friday. In other ones, we have 15 that come every day. So it depends on where we're located. And we are in locations we're in senior centers that offer the seniors so many other activities when they do come in. We're in standalone buildings, like the Park District is not connected to the senior center. So they come, that is the only place that we serve a meal at 4:30 in the afternoon. All of our meals are lunch, but this feeds the need of their time frame over there in that area, because they do things in the morning at the senior center. They come over and they have a nice warm dinner, hot dinner in the evening.
That's a really key component of this, isn't it, Donna? That Catholic Charities at all these locations, and sometimes we are operating out of a building that we own and operate, but in other cases, we're working with community partners within a Park District building or within a community center, right? I mean, it's each location has its unique qualities about it, correct?
That's correct. It all depends on what's available, where we can set up and start a congregate program. One that is very unique is we are in the city hall right next to the mayor in his community room, and he made that possible in the city of Markham. Very dedicated. We have been in Markham for probably over 20 years. Catholic Charities have been running congregate programs in Markham.
Well, and I'm sure he's so grateful to have you there.
He is, and he's wonderful. He's all about the seniors and doing what he can. He's been very supportive, so we appreciate that.
And I'm guessing that most of the seniors are mobile. They can get to these meals on their own, or come in a group of friends, correct?
They can, and that's the good thing about the congregate programs, that it's all set up for not only they get a nutritionally balanced meal, but they're able to socialize. They're able to do things when they're out there. They're not eating alone at home. Now, since pandemic, we did change things a lot, and we did offer pick up and go, frozen meals, so they have stuff at home and wouldn't have to come out several times during pandemic. But now things are opening up again, and they are so excited. The participants are so excited to get back out and get around their friends and be eating in the dining room. And, it's just made a world of difference. But they come in, they eat their lunch, they may go to play Wii bowling, they play bingo. It depends on the day. Oh, that looks really good, doesn't it?
It really does.
They do a lot of things. So socialization is so important. We've had so many people that have come to us and started congregate dining because they lost their spouse. And one of the stories that I've had a gentleman come in, he lost his wife, and it was over a year before he came out. He just didn't know, he was lost. He didn't know what he was going to do. And he started coming, and he's one of those regulars that come every day and sit. You see these groups of people there in the picture, and they have their own tables, and they all have their own friends. You have a table for maybe 6 or 8 people. They have 12 people around it. No matter how tight it is, they're going to all eat together. These are pictures of parties and events that we have for the congregate programs. Everyone gets involved. They're all different locations you're seeing popping up. And people just enjoy the time they have together and enjoy getting a good meal.
So they may come with their own friends, but then they may make a new friend too as well, right, when they show up.
That is a definite. That's a definite. They're always coming alone and leaving with a friend or talking with a friend. And next time they come, they have a new person that they've met. So, and interesting enough that all these people that are coming in, they're not always in need. They're coming just for the socialization and to have a meal. They don't have to cook at home because they're not cooking alone, for one. Some, of course, can't afford it. Some can, and they just want to get out and socialize. So it's not like they have to depend on us to get a meal, but others do. So
And Donna, when you
it's
and I were talking about this show, you were sharing with me, that Catholic Charities uses this opportunity when seniors come for this meal. You use this opportunity if needed, or if you and your colleagues think that someone might benefit from other Catholic Charities programs and services. You might gently say, "Hey, can we speak with you further?" Right? You look at this as an opportunity to say, "Is the senior doing okay in other aspects of his or her life?" Correct?
We do. There are so many seniors that need other things, and they don't always ask. You start assessing a senior or a participant that comes in, and like I said, some come and go, and it's nothing. Others come because they need to come there, and so you can tell that some of them maybe need housing. We've had people that come in that are homeless. We had people that need clothing. There's food pantries. There's home care assistance, so we can direct them to different areas of Catholic Charities, because as you know, Katie, Catholic Charities does so many different things, and there's so many opportunities out there for people. They're never going to go, without care.
It's a really wonderful wide network, and so I'm sure that you and your colleagues do that very delicately, but also persistently to make sure that these seniors are taken care of in every way possible. I know that you mentioned that reservations are made ahead of time so that you can kind of gauge how much food is needed, but then the seniors come and have a lovely meal, and then you offer them the opportunity to take a couple meals home too, right?
We do, and most of the time we do try to get reservations, and of course it doesn't always work out because we get a lot of new people coming in that it's like, oh my gosh, I never knew you were here. So we do a lot of outreach to let people know into the churches and city halls and things like that, know we're here. But we do work with caterers, so we order our meals so they come in fresh, hot daily. They're cooked, and if we do over order, the good thing we have is the option to freeze those meals, because we are feeding over probably close to 800 homebound seniors as well. So those meals are going out to homebound, so they're never wasted. And like you said, Congregate folks can take an extra meal home. They can get up to 5 or 6 meals a week. And then the other ones that we freeze turn into weekend meals for our homebound, who also get a hot meal daily.
And so you said that most of these Congregate meal locations serve around lunchtime. It's providing a hearty midday meal, and then folks can take home, 1 or 2 frozen dinners. But how about that home delivered meal program? Can you talk a little bit about that and how it works and how people sign up for that?
Sure. Home delivered meals are usually, it's a little bit of a difference. There are some qualifications for it. You have to be 60 years or older, but for homebound, you are frail, disabled, unable to get out of your home, you don't have a family member or somebody to assist you. Our referrals usually come the opposite way. Instead of them coming into us to get a meal, the seniors go to Catholic Charities and see what kind of help they can get. And that referral comes to us through the case coordinating units of Catholic Charities. And home delivered is serviced by boundaries. We have township boundaries that we can only serve in. So up north, we have 2 programs, Maine and Wheeling townships. Those programs are putting out about 200 meals a day to homebound and delivered by almost 100%, 90% volunteer drivers with their own cars. So volunteering is a great big part of our puzzle here at Catholic Charities, and the need is large.
Those numbers really are amazing, Donna. 200 meals a day, and it's not just, pulling up and dropping off a meal. The volunteer goes in, says hello, make sure that senior's okay as he or she is dropping off the meal, right? It's really a caring procedure,
it's
caring process.
Yes, it's a wellness check. It's a wellness check on the seniors, and I have some great memories and stories and success stories. We've had a driver with us. He started out as a volunteer driver. He volunteered for years, became an employee of Catholic Charities, then drove for Maine Township for years. He retired at the age of 95, and he's now getting ready to celebrate his 98th birthday.
God bless him. Wow.
This man was so dedicated, but he has, over his time with Catholic Charities, saved the lives of several people because he knew his clients so well. And for example, he went to a home and that he goes to every day, and he rang that bell or knocked on the door, and that woman did not come to the door. He knew there was a problem. He called 911. They came out. This particular person had fallen over the weekend. This was a Monday. She had a stroke. They rushed her to the hospital. She was still doing well. She made it through that. And that, I get goosebumps talking about it because it's so real. And that woman contacted us afterwards. And she said that if it was not for Mr. G, we'll call him, she would not be here today.
Oh, my goodness. What an amazing story. And he's still going strong at 98.
Yes, he is. He is. And we keep in touch. So, because
my goodness.
He's just a giving man. He's a giving man. And he has never, I don't even know how to explain. He's never done less than give his all.
Boy, that's extraordinary, Donna. We're going to take a quick break, but real quickly, could you give a phone number for those who would be interested in learning more about volunteering with either the Meals on Wheels program or the Congregate Senior Meal program?
I will. Do you want that right now? Or
yes, please. Mention it now, okay. And we'll repeat it later in the show.
Sure. It would be 847-797-5350, and you would ask for Jim.
Perfect. Okay, so if you'll please bear with us, Donna, we're going to take a break here on The Voice of Charity. And when we continue, we're going to learn more about Catholic Charity's Senior Congregate Meal Program. Please stay tuned.
Thank you.
For more than 20 years, Catholic Charities Adult Protective Services has been advocating for seniors who are the victims of abuse, neglect, confinement, or financial exploitation. With our partners at local, city, and state agencies, our trained case managers follow through on every concern that is brought to our attention in a cooperative way to ensure that our seniors are safe and protected. According to the Illinois Department on Aging, last year nearly 21,000 cases of elder abuse were reported in Illinois. Of these, only 5% were reported by seniors themselves. So raising awareness is an important part of this issue. If you are concerned about a senior you know, call 800-252-8966. That's 800-252-8966. With your help, we can stop elder abuse and look out for the seniors in our lives.
This is year 44 for me teaching. When I started here, there were teachers here that had taught me when I was a student. Now I'm the old person. Right now, I teach junior high math. I love when kids find what I'm teaching to be fun, and they get it. I see that light bulb go off, and it's a thrill. People are always amazed. What? You're here for 44 years? It's hard for me to believe, frankly. I love what I do. Every summer I think, oh, I miss the classroom. Even on the weekends, I think I can't wait to get back on Monday and teach those quadratic equations.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Community is core to Catholic Charity's founding mission. For more than 100 years, we have met people and families where they are, serving anyone in need, regardless of their faith, gender, race, or ethnicity. As our world absorbs the economic, political, and social aftershocks of the pandemic, 50% or more of the 6 million people living in Cook and Lake counties have little or no savings. They are a paycheck away from zero. We are deeply grateful to everyone in the Catholic Charities community who partners with us to alleviate the suffering of the people we serve and offer them a better path forward. We are witnessing a message of mercy and hope to a world very much in need. Learn more at CatholicCharities.net.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Breedeman, and it's my great pleasure today to be here with my colleague Donna Schultz, who is the Director of Nutrition Program Operations for Seniors at Catholic Charities. And we're talking about Catholic Charities' Senior Congregate Meal Program that offers hot, nutritious meals and camaraderie in 10 locations throughout Cook and Lake counties. And Donna, before the break, we were talking about how vital volunteers are to the success of this program. And I'm also wondering if you can share a little bit about how we obtain the food. Is it donated? Do we work with nutrition partners to ensure that we do have these meals balanced? You know, do we work with dietitians too? How does that work?
Well, the pre-pandemic, we Catholic Charities had our own kitchen. So we were preparing our meals, packaging meals, and delivering the meals. It was an operation that was unbelievable. I was so proud of. And then, of course, we lost everything during the pandemic, and it seemed more feasible to go with caterers. So now we work with caterers that cater meals daily to each one of 5 locations for 9 programs. And these caterers are responsible now for they have a registered dietitian. They do a quarterly menu. And so each month the menu rotates days, like different meals, but for that quarter, it's like seasonal. The meals are the same, you know, but they rotate daily. So they have to have these menus approved by our funders before they are, you know, sent out. And then we start with the menu. So that's how we get the menu. That's how we get the meals. They also, I lost my train of thought there. Sorry, I had something on the
Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah. And what do you do if you have extra food? Because I know you said, you know, you try to plan accordingly for people who make reservations, and then sometimes people show up. I guess it's a little bit like, you know, running a restaurant, right? That you have to balance that, having enough food but not too much.
It is. It's very difficult. Your regular people who come in every day, we're going to know they're coming every day. They do sign a little list, a reservation list. Then you have your newcomers so I was in one of the locations one day and there were 12 new people that came in. That's a lot of meals. And we do have them. We order extras because, as mentioned earlier, we are able, because they're freshly cooked and served, we are able to freeze those meals and use them for our homebound. Sometimes our homebound leaves us some extra meals in the morning too, because the participant may have gone to the hospital or something like that. So we are able to use every piece of food that comes in the door. One of the things I wanted to mention that our caterers also provide special diets, like a renal diet, a gluten-free, a pureed. So we are able to meet the needs of most of the homebound are the ones that need those special diets.
That's really important because, of course, you know, people of all ages, maybe especially seniors, you know, do have specific nutrition needs, and that's wonderful that you offer those different specialty menus, but adds to the complexity of what you do every day.
Yes. It is. I mean, it's great. And they are so excited to hear when they're starting on, especially homebound meals, that they're going to get what they need. They don't have to worry about balance out. Each meal, they have to be nutritionally balanced for a senior's main meal of the day. That's what our meals are considered, their main meal of the day. They get plenty of food, which is great.
You're so skilled at what you do, Don. I wonder if you could share a little personally about how long you've worked for Catholic Charities and what you enjoy working in the senior program, what you enjoy about working in the senior program.
Thanks, Katie. Yeah, I've been doing senior meals and nutrition for over 20 years, and 13 of those, the last 13 have been with Catholic Charities, and it's always been in the same programs. So I've learned a lot. I've met so many people, and some of the special parts of my program is that, like, for instance, a participant was coming to a Congregate program for years, and he had passed away. The son contacted us and he gave a very generous donation to the Congregate program. But he said that when his mother died, his father was lost until he found Catholic Charities. And he said it gave him life again. because he met people. And we were so appreciative of that. And another one is some of my volunteer drivers who have been adopted through Catholic Charities have come to give back. And it's so surprising to find these things out, to meet these people and hear their story. That's a story that's interesting to me too. And they tell me about how Catholic Charities was so good to their parents when they were adopted, and for that they'll never forget.
Those are wonderful stories. We'd love to tell those stories in the communications department. So if you're visiting with any of them, send them my way. Will you? Phil and I would love to elevate those stories a little bit more, because that's so common in Catholic Charities that people have had some experience with Catholic Charities, either themselves or someone that they know, and that they want to give back. They see how important this is at people's time of need in their life. And then when they themselves reach more a time of greater stability, they want to give back. We see it in our Christmas gift program. We see it pretty much every program across our organization. And it sounds like you're seeing plenty of it, too, in the senior services as well.
Yes, we are. Katie, it's, just one thing I can't stress enough. We do a lot of outreach. Like I had mentioned, we reach out to the churches. We're always looking for volunteers. And for those people out there who are listening today, Catholic Charities does what they do, I should say, with the help of so many volunteers. So if you're listening and you want to do something, it doesn't have to be in nutrition. It can be in a lot of things. It doesn't have to be homebound, but you'll find a niche. If you want to give back, we're here to place you.
And can you repeat that volunteer phone number again for us, Donna, for anyone who wants to get involved in the Senior Congregate Meal Program or the Meals on Wheels program? Yes,
drivers are really needed, but you can reach out to 847-797-5350, and you can ask for Jim.
Wonderful. And then how about seniors who might be listening or watching today's show who didn't know that Catholic Charities provided these congregate meals? What's the best way for them to learn about the location nearest them and possibly attend one of the meals soon?
Well, on Catholic Charities website, the locations are all listed in their area by the townships. We're in some of our, like I said, some of our own senior centers. They can find out from that, or they can call any number of Catholic Charities and be redirected to, where they need to go.
So we invite everyone to go to CatholicCharities.net. And you'll see a search engine where you could type in senior meals. And as Donna said, learn about the location nearest you. Also learn about the regional office nearest you. And you can call them and they can direct you to the senior meal congregate program near you as well. And so I just ask, Donna, as you, have this amazing career at Catholic Charities, you still here for a while? What are next steps for you?
Well, I didn't know if you knew or not, Katie, but I'm actually working on retirement.
Oh, you are?
Yes. In fact, we're working on a new director of operations right now that is with us, learning the ropes. And I feel very confident after all these years that everything's going to go well. My last day will be June 30th, and I have had an amazing trip through Catholic Charities.
I did not know that, and I am just amazed by the amount of dedication that you have given to our programs, senior program, but also to Catholic Charities as a whole. We've been so blessed to have your leadership all these years, Donna, and we hope you'll stay involved and stay in touch in some way. And on behalf of so many people at Catholic Charities, we thank you for all you've done to help further the mission of our organization.
I know my next steps will be back at Catholic Charities volunteering.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
I look for that. And thank you so much for the compliments. I've enjoyed every minute of it.
I mean it in a most heartfelt way. You're an amazing person, and you have done your job in such an incredibly successful way. So thank you for being on the show today, and thank you for all you do for the seniors that we serve.
Thanks for having me, Katie.
Thank
you.
Have
a wonderful day.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Thank you. And we invite all of you back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Breedeman, and we thank you for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.